molecular connections on a recommendation of a close colleague, and they helped us by passing through something like 20,000 articles and finding all of the sentences associated with the data sets and annotating them, working out what kind of data was being collected in each one. And we went back and forth. I mean, this was actually one of the hardest parts of the exercise, because there isn't actually a list beforehand of what constitutes a data set. And so we worked with Molecular Connections and came up with about 100 different types of data that they could classify these sentences as. And that worked pretty well. I was really impressed by how adaptable the Molecular Connections team was to dealing with all these sorts of. What we really appreciated about working with Molecular Connections is that they were able to turn around this training data set pretty quickly. And that was a big advantage for us, because we're in a somewhat competitive field. There's several other organizations working on similar products, and they've been established for a few years, but their approach is a bit different. I think we've got the right approach here, and having training data from Molecular Connections show up so quickly has enabled us to get out there and validate our model. And that itself has had the great knock-on effect of being nominated for several prizes, one of which was the ALPSP Award for Innovation in Publishing, and we also participated in the ISMTE's Award for Innovation. In general, we've just had a lot of really great feedback. And yeah, so it's occurred to us that it's actually a real advantage that Molecular Connections is in India, which for me, on the west coast of Canada, is pretty much the other side of the world. And that means that we can pass something to them one day and have results back when we get up in the next morning, or if we need sort of online support services, that they're able to support us in the hours when we're asleep, and that's very important, or at least when we're not working, particularly so the Asian market can get 24/7 support when we're not available. So one of the things about DataSeer is that it generates training data as it gets used. And so what we need to do is ensure that that training data is high quality before we feed it back into the algorithm again to improve it. And we see a role for Molecular Connections there in helping us sort of clean up that training data, especially if we start working with a high volume journal, or we start getting thousands of submissions through the portal every month, and in which case we'll need extra help passing that data. And I can definitely see Molecular Connections helping us with that. The Molecular Connections staff have developed a real understanding of how DataSeer works, and I think that is very, very useful in terms of helping other people use the product.